Okay, end of Module 2 test prep. Express the missing divisor using an exponent, which you have to use the exponent in order to get the points. If you don't express it with an exponent, you do not get the points. Got it? Okay, show your work using the place value chart. So here we go. We have 4.6 divided by something. And what we end up with is 0.004, So 0.0046, okay? All right, so now let's go ahead and build. Now, what would have to happen in order to end up over here? What would have to happen over here? Well, clearly, our decimal is going to have to move, right? Okay, so just looking at this, where I start and where I end, how did my decimal move? Think about it for a second and then show me with your fingers how many times did the decimal move? Look at it. How many times did the decimal move? So I started here and I ended up with how many numbers? If I started here and I went 1, 2, how many times did my decimal move? Show me with your fingers. How many times? Yes, you are absolutely 100% correct. It moved 3 times, right? So it moved once, twice, 3 times, correct? Okay, so now let's show that in the place value chart. So wait a minute. This is how you're going to start. So 10, and how many times did it move? How many times did it move? Show me with your fingers again. How many times did it move? 3 times. So you know it's going to have moved 10 to the 3rd times, right? So guess what? You just got that point by writing it with an exponent, correct? Yes or no? Okay, so now let's show this in the place value chart, shall we? So we started out with 4.6. So here is our ones, and here is our decimal. Here is our tenths. Here is our hundredths. Here is our thousands. And I think we can end it right there. Okay, so we start with 4.6, correct? Yes? So this is what you have to do on the test. You have to be able to do this. You have to be able to label the place value chart. And now we're going to show using our arrows. So all of a sudden, 4 ends up in the tenths, hundreds, thousands. Oh, wait, 10,000s. I guess we do need, right? This 10,000 spot. So we had to move that 6. We had to move it once, twice, 3 times over, right? So we're going to move it once, twice, 3 times. We're going to move it once, twice, 3 times. Now our new number is 0.0046. Does this match this? Yes, it does. You just got this point and this point. Okay? Now, let's look at 1,685 divided by 10 to the something is equal to 16.85. All right, so if we know that the decimal point automatically lives right here, correct? We know the decimal lives right here. Yes? Okay, so now what did the decimal do if now my decimal sits here. What happened then? How many times did my decimal move? How many times did my numbers move? That's right. The decimal moved twice, the numbers moved twice, right? So we moved it once, twice, right? So wait, so I know this is dividing by 10 to the second. All right, so now let's do our place value chart over here. Let's go thousands. Whoops. Here's our thousands place because we have 1,000. Here is our hundreds place. Here is our tens place. Here is our ones place. Here's that decimal. Here's 1/10 because I know I'm going to have a tenth and a hundredth, right? So I'm going to make sure it sits there so I can properly organize it and represent it. So I start out with 1,685.00, right? So now I'm going to move my number how many times? How many times does my number move? Thank you. So it moves once, twice, once, twice, once, twice, once, twice. So I end up with 5, 8, 6, 16.85. Does this match this right here? Okay, so guess what? You just got this point, you got this point, you got these 2 points, okay? Yes. Okay, so estimate the quotient by rounding the equation. Relate to a one-digit fact. So here we go. And then you have to explain here. So there's going to be a point for here, a point for showing me your work, and a point for explaining it right here. Okay? Are you ready? Yes? Okay. So 625 divided by 42 is about, because we're estimating, so 625 and 42. What do you think? What should we estimate that to? What do you think, Cooper?
40.
Say it again. 40. So we always start with our divisor, right? And then 40. Oh. What do you? 600? Okay, anybody else? Zoe?
You could keep 42 at 42, but then around 600 is 6. Or sorry, then around 625 is 6.
No, let's round both. Let's round both of them.
Or we could do 520.
Okay, 520. What do you know about 6? What do you know? You know 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, 4 times 4, 4 times 5, 4 times 6, 4 times 7. 4 times 7. What's 4 times 7? 28. 4 times 8.
32.
4 times 9.
36.
4 times 10.
40. 1144.
So anybody, I did 620. But I'm sure there's something else. 600? Would 600 go nicely?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it. Now, let's get rid of this 0 and get rid of this 0. And let's go 60 divided by 4. What's 60? 15. Oh, but wait a minute. A one-digit fact. Like like a 1-digit fact. Do you know what? Let's not worry about that. Let's say if it can go easily, let's just go easy. Okay? Like it was saying that if you could estimate it, so it was like 4 times 7. Like 7. You know what I mean? Like a 1-digit fact, but you know what? Let's just keep it like this, shall we?
Can we do that on the test?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so here is your point. You have a point. You have a point. And now explain here. Or you could put I, rounded 625 to 600 and 42 to 40. Then, so look, there's going to be 3 little sentences here, okay? So first I rounded 625 to 600 and 42 to 40. Then divided each number by 10. And that's right here. To get rid of the 0 in the divisor. Okay? Because all that did is get rid of this 0 in the divisor. Then, or last, divided 4 into 60 and got 15. So basically, you're just telling me the steps that you actually did to solve. So first I did this. Next I did this. Last I did this. So we did 3 steps. We rounded our divisor and we rounded our dividend. We divided by 10 and got rid of the 0 in the divisor. Then we just divided, right? So step 1, step 2, step 3. I recorded right here each step that I did, okay? If you do this, you'll get 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. Okay, yes? All right, now let's go to this next problem. So we generally like to start with our divisor, right? We like to estimate our divisor first. Okay, so what do you want to estimate the divisor to? What do you want to do, Zoe?
I want around 155 to 200.
Okay, I like that.
Okay.
And Jose, what are you going to do?
I want 255 to 300.
Okay, you can do that too. Now, Zoe's going to round to 200. So what number do you think you should round 1436 to make it easy to round? Go ahead.
100.
No.
Sorry, 1,000.
Think about it. What's right here? Think about it.
150.
No. You would
1,400.
1,400 because 14 and 2. But Jose was going to do 300, so he could round up to 1,500, right? Not 150, 1,500, right? Okay, so then we're going to divide by 10. We're going to divide by 100. We're going to divide by 10, divide by 100, right? And then say 14 divided by 2 is equal to 7. So you just got a point. You just got a point.
15.
Okay, so now explain what we did here. You don't have to write we, you can write I. We rounded 255 to 200 and 1436 to 1400 because we know that 2 goes into 14 beautifully. We're going back to those basic facts. That was something that we really concentrated on in this section. Next, we divided by 10 and 10 to get rid of the zeros in 200 and 1400. Yeah? Lastly, we divided 2 into 14 and got 7. So that right there, here's 1 point, here's 1 point, here's 1 point. Okay, and you need to, in your explanation, yes, you need to have all 3 steps. Okay, all right. Next, generate and solve another division problem with the quotient and remainder. Okay, so we have a problem that has a quotient of 3 remainder 15. We have another problem that has a quotient of 3 remainder 15. We have another one here that has a quotient of 3 remainder 15. Correct? All right, so now what you're going to do is you are going to create another problem that has the same quotient as 3 remainder 15. Now let's go back to what we know. We know that 15 is the remainder. So we know that the divisor has to be greater than 15, right? So step 1, I know the divisor has to be greater than 15. That's what we absolutely know, right? Because if it isn't greater than 15, then we know there's another set of 15 sitting in that number, right? Yeah. All right. So you can pick any number bigger than 15. Decide in your head right now what number you're going to pick greater than 15. 17. What are you going to pick? 45. Make your life easy. I would try to keep my numbers smaller. You don't have to, but I would make my life easier because, why not? Daphne, go ahead. 20. 16. All right. What are you going to choose? Huh? 20. Do you see that 20, how that might be easy because there's a 0 and you're multiplying, but you decide. So what I did was pick a number and multiply it by 3. So take your number right now. Step 2, what's your number? Your number times 3 equals what? Okay. So if you did 20, 20 times 3 would be 60. So let's just pretend and we're making our life easy.
48.
All right, now step 3 is then I add 15. So now I'm going to say 60 plus 15 equals what? 75. So now if I go back and check my answer, let's try it. Let's say, so now this is my new dividend. This is my new dividend, 75. So we're going to put 75 in the middle. And we're going to put 20 on the outside because that's what we chose. We chose our divisor, right? So 20 times 3 is 60. Divided, I end up with a remainder of 15. Did we just create our own problem with a quotient of 3 remainder 15?
Yeah.
You did it. You did it. That's all there is to it. Okay, so the big idea is by picking your new divisor, multiplying that by 3, you picked a new divisor. You picked a new divisor and multiplied it by 3, whatever that is. Then you have to take your number and add 15 to it to get your new dividend that goes on the inside. Okay, does that make sense? Any questions about this? Are you sure?
Yes.
Promise?
Yes.
Jace. Okay, here we go. All right, now, Ashley says that 48 divided by 5 equals 69 divided by 7. That 48 divided by 5 equals 69 or the same. They come out with the same divisor. So Ashley says that 48 divided by 5 is the same as 69 divided by 7, and that they both are equal to 9 with a remainder of 3. What is her mistake? So what do you have to do? You have to actually, now remember, where does that second number go? Right? 5 divided by 48. 5 goes into 48 9 times 5 is 45, correct? Oh, well, it does, but wait a minute. So this one is correct. You could try to zero it out. 6 goes in. What is this? 9.6, right? Yes? And let's go 7 into 69. How many times will 7 go into 69? Well, 9 times 7 is 63. This would be a remainder 6, right? Okay, so now 7 goes into 66. 7 times 7 is 49. 8 times. 9 times 8 times 7 is 56. Okay. I wonder if we can ever zero this out. 7 goes into 5 would be 35. So I think this is just going to keep going. So technically, this one did end up with 9 remainder 3, right? But we tried to zero it out. But does 9.6, is it equal to 9.85 and then ... No. So they are not this correct. So where was her mistake? Well, obviously did not go high enough because it would have taken, she would have ended up with 9 with a remainder of 6, not 3, correct? So you could say her mistake is that 69 is too big to give a remainder of 3 as well. So if you just left it here at the basic stage, her mistake was 69 would be way too big to give us a remainder. Okay. And all right. Now we are on, a lot of you had some really good ideas and things that you shared here. Excellent job. So finding her mistake and just explaining it. A rectangular area rug has an area of 4,628 square feet. The width of the rug is equal to 26 meters. The length is what we don't know. So going back to what we know, area is equal to length times width. Now, if we place this in an algebraic type equation, we already know what the area is. The area is 4,628, right? And we know the width is 26L, correct? Yes?
Yes.
26, and when you just put those next to each other, that's actually a little mini multiplication sign in between there. Now I'm going to show you 2 ways to solve this. The algebraic way to solve this is to get rid of the 26, cross off. You're left with length. And then what you do on one side, you have to do on the other side. Oh, wait, I just ended up with an improper fraction. Wait, fractions are really what? Division problems. So you could 4,628, do the division. So 26 goes into 46 one time. And you end up with 20. Yep, that's okay because it's less than 26. Bring down the 2. 7, so 220. You could try 6. Let's try 6 and see what we come up with. 12, 13, 14, 15, 156. Seems like that might be a little too low. Let's go up 1. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 182. Ooh, that's nice and close, don't you think? Okay, let's go 7. And we know it's 182. 0, 20, subtract 18 is 20. Oh, look at that. All right, 208. Now, we didn't try 26 times 8. 48. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, look at that. That works out very nicely. 178 feet. Or meters. 178 meters. So, if this is meters squared, so our length, now this is the correct answer, the way I'm writing it right now. All of this jibber jabber is not the right answer. The right answer is length of the rug is 178 meters. That is how you give the correct answer, okay? In a word problem, they asked you a question. They told you to do something. Now you need to write it. And it's always a good idea to actually circle your answer. So the teacher always knows exactly where to look. Like, I've nailed it. That's where I said, that's where you're going to find my right answer. Okay. The next few problems on this test, on this pre-test, I've actually modified a little bit. And so you won't actually, each one of these problems, the next 4 problems, one problem depends on the next problem, depends on the next problem, depends on the next problem. So if you get one, exactly. So if you mess up, you're going to end up with a big boo-boo. Okay? So I've actually modified the test a little bit for you. So let's just take a close look at the modification. All right. So if you look at our test review part 1, this is what is for homework tonight. You are going to use the exact same strategy that we used here. So you need to show how the number moves, and yes, you need to write 10 to the power of what? The power of what is how many times the decimal moved, right? Okay, now rename the units to word form. You need to write the words. So if this is, how do you say this? How do you even name this? How do you say that number? Oliver. 17 tenths. You must have the word tenths in the answer.
So do we do the whole thing?
Sorry, 17 hundredths. Okay, 17 hundredths. It would be, if it was 17 tenths, it would be 1.7. Yes. Okay, so 17 hundredths. You need to write that word. Then 17.1, how would you rename 17.1?
17 tenths.
17,000?
What is it?
Yeah.
Wait. Yes, Cooper.
171 tenths.
Yes, 171 tenths. Now listen, remember, in your word form, if there's one number behind that decimal, your number has to have the word tenths in it. If the number has 2 numbers behind the decimal, you have to have what? No, hundredths. If you have 2 numbers behind the decimal, what must you have in your answer? Hundredths, right? Okay, now, this is so exciting. Unit conversions. Okay, think of the little place value, like your place value line. All right, then divide by multiples of 10 and 100. Slash, right? Slash. How does your decimal move? How does your garden grow? Okay, so then we have estimate the quotient. Just estimate it. We're not looking for butterflies and rainbows here. Can you estimate 21? Can you estimate this? And can you bring out an estimated answer? Okay. Is everyone paying attention? Okay. Then this one, yeah, you have to estimate it, you have to solve it, and you have to check it. So estimate, solve, check. Then back is estimate, solve, check. Estimate, solve, check. And then the weight of 70. Oh my gravy. I believe this was a problem in the homework. So if I were you, which I am not, the only thing I can do is give you advice right now. And my advice to you right now would be to watch some fluency videos from, I don't know, maybe 20 through 27, okay, to help you. So you can even remember, I think we took the mid module at 15, so you could even go back to 15 through 27. And remember, the fluency videos are only maybe 7-8 minutes long.
Yeah,
So
they're really short.
they're very short, but it's a great review. All right. I really think you are ready for tomorrow, but I think the biggest problem that you have been having is making mistakes with the addition, subtraction, simple multiplication, and not knowing your math facts. So that is the only thing keeping you from being super successful, because I think you really do understand the concepts. All right.
Let's get your applause.